Hey guys, welcome everybody to a new video. I'm your host from Crypto Basket. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Now, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure, like always, hit that subscribe button and do share this video if you like my content. With that being said, let's start today's video. So essentially, we are aware that the Fed is currently increasing liquidity and expanding their balance sheet. They recently added 93 billion and around 292 billion a week before. Although they claim that this is a temporary measure, many are skeptical. It seems that the Fed is being forced into this position due to the high interest rates, which leaves them with a tough spot. Despite this, they cannot afford to appear weak as things are already starting to break. So there are talks about expanding the emergency lending facility for banks with the aim of following First Republic Bank more time to strengthen its balance sheet. So, however, it's unlikely that the more banks can fail without a bailout, and it would reflect poorly on the Fed if this were to happen due to their need to raise rates. So the repeated raising of rates while banks continue to fail, followed by bailouts, is a concerning situation. An emergency meeting was held on Friday involving the FDIC, Fed, SEC, and Treasury. So possibly in presentation for an upcoming announcement or to be ready in case of another crisis. There are indications of further liquidity being injected into the system after the recent injection over the last weekend. And it's believed that the global liquidity is being boosted as other banks require greater access to the US dollars. So furthermore, there are speculations about a possible bailout in the commercial real estate sector as well. And according to the popular business podcast All In, the host predicted that an injection of $2 to $3 trillion may be necessary to rescue the commercial real estate market in the United States. So there are numerous approaches being employed to inflate the money supply, and recent developments have shed more light on this. According to the Goldman Sachs, the actual cost of Inflation Reduction Act subsidy is $1.2 trillion, which is higher than previously estimated. As a reminder, the Inflation Reduction Act aimed to control inflation by reducing the deficit, lowering prescription drugs prices, and investing in domestic energy, including clean energy. So this bill was expected to cost around $1.2 trillion, with the clean energy compartment accounting for like $391 billion over a period of 10 years. However, Goldman Sachs has now revealed that the energy and the clean energy aspect of bill was underestimated in terms of its size and scope. So Goldman Sachs has projected that the cost of the Inflation Reduction Act subsidy will actually be around $1.2 trillion over a 10-year period instead of the initial estimate of $400 billion. So this miscalculation occurred because the bill did not place any limit on the amount of IRA tax credits that would be given to the companies and individuals. So as a result, the electric vehicle forecast missed by around $379 billion, while green energy manufacturing, renewable electric production, and energy efficiency missed by $156 billion, $82 billion, and $42 billion respectively. So there is a possibility of additional areas where the forecast may have missed. The reason behind this shortfall is that more companies than expected are claiming these subsidies and trying to access the funds. So according to other source, the reason for the difference in the project electric vehicle credit estimate is due to the fact that more vehicles are meeting the self-efficiency, mineral and battery material conditions for the partial and the full credit. So this is leading to a rush of companies trying to access these credits by moving their battery production and transitioning to electric vehicles faster. So this is yet another blow to the US government as it contradicts their aim of reducing inflation. Although these subsidies may stimulate the economy, it is ultimately self-defeating because the purpose of lowering inflation is to save people money, which they may spend elsewhere, leading to more inflation. So when you guys when you give someone a couple of $1,000 discount on an electric car, they're not going to save that money, and they are going to spend it elsewhere. So this is essentially the Inflation Increase Act of 2022. It's a problem because there were no limits set on it. So now there will be a lot of money printing going on, and who will help us in this situation? So, and who will make use of this situation as well? So it will benefit companies like Tesla, who are heavily invested in electric cars and their sales. Tesla is said to be a major beneficiary of the Inflation Reduction Act, and with the amount of money they are receiving, they will be able to secure even more subsidies for their operations. If they can capitalize on this by expanding quickly and reinventing wisely, they will have an easier time achieving their goals. So the increased deficit and the debt resulting from the act may also have a positive effect on Bitcoin, as there will be more liquidity in the system and households will have more money to invest, and Bitcoin will probably do well for that. Now, of course, if they have to continue raising rates because inflation gets out of control because of the Inflation Reduction Act, I believe that this will have a negative impact on Bitcoin in the short term, especially if inflation rises higher than the anticipated. However, this situation highlights the importance of Bitcoin because despite the government claims of fighting inflation, their action actually contribute to worsening it by continuing to print more money. I don't mean to sound like I am advocating Bitcoin or anything, but this article shows that how poorly government estimates its spending. So let's see where the wind flows and how this whole scenario impacts Bitcoin and its adoption. So with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video.